Hey everyone, Pixie here bringing you a ZVZ on Metalopolis. This is between LiquidTLO and IMNestea, one of the best Zergs in the world, as you most definitely know, and TLO. Playing Terran for a while, but now switching back to Zerg. I guess he felt a little more comfortable with Zerg, deciding that Terran wasn't for him. Now, as we saw in the last game, Nestea did do that risky sort of pool first build, where he got the early banelings and he didn't even expand once, only got 14 workers, and just went basically all in with TLO, and it did work. It did work quite well, as TLO was forced to GG. Looks like they are close by air again. Did I say Metalopolis? I think I meant to say Shakira's Plateau. If I did say Shakira's Plateau the first time, then I'm just being silly. Looks like both players are going to be going for a similar build, as their production tabs are almost identical. ST being a very, very powerful Zerg player, taking GSLs, taking multiple tournaments, being one of the scariest Koreans in the world right now. TLO being a fantastic player all around. I mean, growing that beard out, being a sexy mountain man for us. Looks like the Overlords are going to pass each other, going right through each other. That's like intercourse right there. I wouldn't expect to see some changelings popping out of the mommy one in just a little bit. It'd be funny if this Overlord did actually become an Overseer and make changelings. So let's keep her selected for as long as possible. Overcome my urge to just select things in a giant box like this. I always do that. I'll switch somewhere and can't help it. I'll just box something. But I'm gonna be very careful so we can see if this does become a overseer and make changelings because of the pregnancy. Oh god, oops. There we go. Selecting it right. Looks like they are going to be doing basically identical builds. I mean, if you check out the production tab, it's pretty crazy as they are both going hatch first, deviating just slightly here as TLO seems to be doing another sort of build right here. Looks like, what will he be doing here? Looks like the spawning pool is going down. Would not be surprised to see the same for Nestea in a brief moment, as he is saving up his money too. There it is for Nestea. Looks like the Overlords will scout each other basically at the exact same time in the exact same position. This is so funny how identical these games will be. It's very rare. I mean, there's so many different openings that you can go as Zerg. I mean, there's so many different times, 12 pool, 13 pool, and they all mean very different things in the amount of drones and the amount of minerals that you will be receiving. So it's just quite interesting to see that these two builds will be exactly identical, even getting the same gas. I mean, it's quite funny. They must have both read the same Team Liquid guide. Regardless of that, I am very interested in seeing if this does come into some sort of micro battle, or if the macro will change quite drastically. I'm interested to see who will take that, as hopefully this will be a slightly longer game, as they are both going hatch first than the last. I mean, short games are always interesting and fun, and commentating on that micro is always just a blast, but it seems to me like I like the long games too. Even on the ladder, I like the macro game. Man, everything about their build is the same. This is almost uncanny how they're even getting both queens at the same time. It looks like they might have even rehearsed this, but they do not fix matches, as they are not Savior. I went there and I just got like 4,000 dislikes on this video. Hey man, I love Savior, but if you're going to fix matches, I don't know. I can't really have respect for you. Regardless of the Brood War nostalgia, looks like the deviation going down. Oh my god, I was going to think of deviation right now as Nestea was getting his speed, but it looks like TLO was like, nope, better make this as identical as possible. And this is just ridiculous. Come on, someone make a roach den or something. I mean, one of you, maybe not both of you. Even spitting their larvae at the same time, wouldn't be surprised to see them popping off at the exact same time. One player just a little bit faster. And aha! No! Oh, I thought that was a roach den. No, never mind. It seems to me that the first deviation has occurred whilst Nestea is making that roach den right here. TLO is going to be making the baneling nest, so he's going to be going for more baneling-oriented play, and these roaches will be here. And roaches are more effective at killing lings. Well, actually, let's phrase it like this. Banelings can kill more lings, but roaches can kill more banelings. If that makes sense. So the fact that IMNestea is going to have these roaches is going to give him sort of a buffer against TLO's banelings. So this is sort of good play from both players. It'll all come down to the micro. I mean, banelings can be so effective in almost any situation. It's not like it's sort of unfair to say that one unit can counter the other. It's more like the situations that they're put in could counter the other. It's sort of like the way that Day 9 phrased it. I mean, Roach is better than a Zealot when it's moving, because when a Roach is standing still, getting that wing right there. When a Roach is standing still, I might have moved closer to the mic if you can tell. When a Roach is standing still, a Zealot beats it. But when a Roach is obviously microing and moving, it kills a Zealot very, very easily. So it's just sort of the situations that they're put in. No Overseer yet. It's just the situations that the units are put in that really determines how effective they are. Like, I would never say, like, one unit counters the other, unless it's a very obvious thing. Like Viking counters Colossus. Like, I don't think there could be a situation with just a Viking and a Colossus in which the Colossus would win. I mean, it just obviously wouldn't happen. Colossus can't shoot up. Looks like Banelings are morphing here. 2 roaches on the way, even more roaches at the front gate. I think that no amount of Banelings will be able to bust this unless we get some really good hits off. I mean, look, just sniping Banelings so fast. TLO realizing, oh shit, there are roaches there. I need to get out of here. I don't even think he's scouted the roach den. Has he? Have we gone to the base? No, he did. So he basically had no idea that roaches were on the way. And these Banelings are so slow as they do not have a speed upgrade. I think they're actually the same speed. Move points 2.25, 2.5. So it looks like Banelings are just a little bit faster than roaches, but they're not faster than these lings. They need to be very careful, as the Banelings will get big hits off right there. Running all the way back into his base as the roaches push all the way up. These spines may not finish in time, which is quite big. Looks like TLO being really indecisive and losing a couple lings because of it. Looks like if these spines finish, Nestie's going to be in a lot of trouble, but basically plowing those Banelings into his army. Will he lose all these roaches when these spines finish? I think he will, but there are a lot of lings for Nestea too. The overlords are in the way, sort of blocking my view. TLO has really inconsiderate overlords, but it looks like these spine crawlers will clean up the rest of these forces, unless the lings can sort of get in, get a run by going. But yeah, the spine crawlers will poke all these lings to death. 22 lings about to pop for Nestea. He's basically going to go all out right here, just trying to assault the entire base. Banelings morphing for TLO, realizing, you know, I gotta have these Banelings to defend the front. Oh, so many lings coming out for Nestea, realizing, you know, I basically need to go all out right here. TLO basically going to go for a very small run by. He's going to spot all these lings and basically back out. Nestea seeing it and pulling immediately. That's amazing how fast he can pull. Scouting the third, but obviously no third is there. Nestea sort of content to let those guys do their own thing as more lings are at the front. Baneling hits would have been so huge right there, but unfortunately he's going to have to run on out of there. Looks like they are both getting the layer morphing in the natural for TLO at the main base for Nestea. Looks like they both have similar action plans. However, they took different tech routes to get there, which I think is quite interesting, actually. Lings will do a run-by all the way up into the main. Will they scout anything? No, they won't. Did they see the layer morphing? Yes, they did. So they sort of know what is up. No all-in coming from, I mean, if he wouldn't morph it, if he wasn't morphing his layer right now, I'm assuming that some sort of all-in would be coming. Hidden Baneling, Hidden Baneling, Hidden Baneling, Hidden Baneling. Nestea sending just a couple lings to take it out, losing those eventually. Looks like he does have enough Banelings to take out these lings if they do decide to run in. Basically going to go for a big push right here to push all these lings back. Looks like if they do engage, these Banelings will be quite effective. Waddling in very slowly, getting the one ling there, not very effective, but it looks like he will push Nestea all the way back as these lings are super effective. Looks like basically just trying to kite these lings into these Banelings. Very, very interesting play. Waddling very slowly. They're sort of like the fat kid at school that you don't really want to touch, but this is an oddly specific metaphor, so I'm just going to stop it now. Lings are moving back. One Baneling moving out. Jesus, come on, buddy. I was disappointed. Oh god, he's just really going all out with these Banelings. I think he's going to try to a mass bust right at the front. It looks like a Spire is coming from Nestea, so Nestea sort of has an action plan, and a Spire is coming from TLO as well. So it looks like they both have a very similar action plan, but he's going to go for a absolutely ginormous bust, pushing right to the front. Are a lot of roaches now, but I mean, he does have speed, and I think he realizes that, you know, hey, splitting these Banelings, that seems like a bad idea. I mean, he could have lost a lot of those roaches there, but I think it might have been just a little bit of a misclick. Looks like right now, oh no, I think the Overseer baby is dead, and looks like the Mutalists are about to pop 7 each for both player. Banelings will roll back into his base. Just furthering my fat kid metaphor, which is so specific. More spines at the front for Nestea, realizing I certainly need to protect from the Baneling bust. 7 mutas are out for Nestea, and 7 mutas are out for TLO. They will meet each other in the middle and be awkward next to each other. Looks like they will catch each other, and TLO realizing, hey, shit, he has more mutas than me, I need to pull back right now. Taking some damage. Looks like his mutas are quite split up, but when they regroup, they will do a lot more damage. Together, of course, these Banelings just sort of rolling around, being all fat and gooey. Mutas at the front, basically establishing map control. Now TLO is getting his third, and Nestea will scout that. Has he scouted? Yes, he has scouted it. Over here, trying to get his third, but TLO does have the lings here. Morph into Banelings and do some damage, but no, he will get cleaned up almost immediately, leading these lings on a bit of a chase just to be a little bit annoying. Over here, we do see the lings are getting together with the mutas. Where are the rest of the mutas? Right over here, just doing their thing. Not really harassing too much, as TLO got his third sometime before Nestea did, denying that very, very well. We check out the units lost tab. Both players essentially even. Looks like, oh, geez, he has, TLO is losing a lot more. I mean, these mutas are actually doing a lot more damage. I thought TLO was on the back foot, but it looks like he evened it up as he does have just enough mutas to deal with this. He is just a little bit ahead, but no, MLG is going to even it up, and there will be 2 mutas to 1. That was such an even trade almost, but it looks like, wow, TLO losing a lot more, almost 2,000 more. Jeez Louise. Losing all of those banelings. 2,000 more right now, having to even pull these lings. Looks like MLG will deny this third, and I actually think that might even be GG at this point. I mean, losing this third is going to be such a big deal, as it's going to basically... Actually, to be fair, it is going to sort of catch him up with where MLG is at, but it's going to basically set him so far behind economically that he won't be able to do very much. He will lose a couple roaches to these mutas, but they will be able to get out of there fairly safely. I mean, I don't really foresee all the roaches, as roaches are quite hard. And they're not armored anymore. This isn't the beta, but they do sort of... Actually, he might clean up all these roaches. I'm making these promises that I shouldn't make, but it looks like he is retaking the third there. MLG also taking his fourth. So MLG looking to really get ahead economically, basically saying, alright, I denied his third. I'm ahead right now. He's lacking minerals. He's lacking sort of economics. I'm ahead in supply. I just basically need to... I need to get ahead economically. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my fourth, and this seems like a really good play from MLG. Looks like these lings will run and get cleaned up by these lings here. Upgrade differences are none. They are both 0-0. This isn't really a game of upgrades. However, TL is getting the +1 air attack, which will do quite a bit. Will help against these mutas right here. MLG does have more mutas at this point. However, looks like TLO is going to just back off with MLG does having the superior muta size, although MLG does have that +1. Sorry, TLO does have the +1, but MLG has more, so it's sort of anyone's game right now. Looks like he is getting his fourth too. MLG will get that up just a little bit faster than him. Now, right now, it's still a Mexican standoff. I mean, it is sort of anyone's game now. MLG does have the superior muta force, and a big push could sort of spell the end, as there are probably not enough mutas to deal with this muta push right here, as there are so many mutas. How many mutas are on the field right now? There are 20 mutas on the field for MLG. 17 for TLO, though, so it's not the end of the world. Plus, with this +1, they're going to be doing just as much damage to these mutas right here. Looks like the push is coming in now. Not very many lings, but looks like there are a lot of mutas. These banelings will be quite potent, and he does not realize that he has this upgrade, which will help him out, and the attack does come. MLG realizing, shit, he does have the +1, I need to be careful, but a ling run by is going to be doing a lot of damage to these drones right here. He's having to focus on the Zerglings, and a big baneling hit coming in, picking up quite a few units, and these mutas are going to have to pull back whilst TLO does get his third up. Looks like TLO basically focused on droning up at these bases, getting completely saturated. Wow, a little bit of a voice crack right there. 61-58, so not too big of a difference right now. Mutas are chilling in the middle, and wow, I can't get over the fact that I just had a voice crack there. I feel like I'm a teenage girl. Regardless of that, regardless of being a teenage girl, let's focus on the game. Looks like basically going to be just a muta battle. Muta's awkwardly shuffling around. Like, this is the pretty girl at the high school dance, and this is sort of the awkward, bumbling boy. Muta's really taking out these over just very annoying in general. Getting even more mutas. If we check out the muta difference now, 27-21. That's actually a pretty big difference when you consider even sniping mutas as they spawn. Will he even deny this base? I think he will. TLO going to have to commit here. He does have the upgrade advantage, but it looks like he did get the armor, so these mutas are armored now. Or have an armor of 1 at least. Looks like getting spines and all this and stuff at his base. He is fully saturated. It looks like he's in much better condition to play than TLO. But these mutas will go in an all-out battle right now. Will he muster them? No, it's just going to be a bad-looking aim move. More mutas coming in to help at the exact same time. Looks like TLO is going to have to get out of there, as MLG does have a much superior force. Check out the tab. It's 20-12. Not very good for TLO. Units lost tab 14,000. He's lost 3,000 more resources. This is pretty big. This is sort of a deficit that I don't know if he can recover from. Even the supply, 150-104. I mean, TLO is just not in very good shape right now. Flying those in. I think TLO is going to have to be now. I mean, I don't really foresee him being too much. A big push right here, going to snipe all of these mutas, and I think that's GG, because I don't think TLO can do much at this point. This is a fantastic game, but there were just too many mutas for TLO to deal with. Unfortunately, that's going to spell the end. I think for his entire run at MLG Providence, maybe there are other games that he played. Regardless of that, it was a fantastic game, and it came down to muta versus muta, and MLG, man, is just too good.